Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Naziha binti Ismail, and today I'm gonna present the first slide of our presentation, which regarding the background of case study. Based on our case study, we need to select a property where we can gather about minimum 15 buildings defect to create a building defects report. So we chose the property of low cost apartment corner lot unit which located at Pangsa Puri Ria, Semenyih, Selangor. This property we actually have been finished built up on 1999 and being occupied since that year. Even our subject property owner, Encik Ismail bin Ahmad, become part of the person that being stayed occupied in this place since 1999, which is around 21 years. As you can see from the picture that I have been attached here, the property is located on the third floor of the low cost apartment, and each of the unit that being built up here have about 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom and 1 toilet. So this property have been developed and constructed by Tabung Haji Property Sdn Bhd. For your information, based on the information that being shared by the owner of the subject property selected, Encik Ismail bin Ahmad have been shared the information regarding the issue of the construction that have been done by the Tabung Haji Properties. As when the construction have been done, they have a problem and the construction does not goes well, as once the building have been finished built up, there have many of the building defect that been left on that property. Right after that, together I have been attached the facilities surrounding of the subject property. So for the first one, we have the hypermarket, which the distance between the hypermarket and the subject property was really short distance, as it can be reached by the occupied of the buildings. Not only that, we have the Lebuh Raya Kajang Seremban Lekas Highway, which can be used by the occupant of the building as their access to go from Kajang to Seremban easily. We have other facilities such as public school and also religious places such as temple and mosque that can be used by the occupant of the building.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Absarina Suhaili. Now I will explain about the process of inspection. First step is creating inspection component based on instruction on the selected address. The instruction will create the objective, which is to identify the defects with specific criteria. For example, the civil type, electrical type and mechanical type. Second step is the preliminary survey on the property. Preliminary survey will be done to indicate the size of building and also the level of building performance, either it is still good or poor condition, just to make sure the inspection component created able to attain the objective of inspection. Third step is preparing complete equipments and related tools to ensure the safety and inspection work can be done by following to the guideline. For example, camera, notes and stationery, measuring tape, ladder, torchlight, safety boot, safety helmet, gloves, safety mask, concrete cover meter, depth gauge, digital movement crack and any more important tool. Fourth step is the inspection stage, which are the survey operation and recording notes based on checklist. While doing the inspection, we must capture evidence, defects picture and note the details. We must know the symptom, the cause and the remedial. It must be also ensure the external and internally, such as building frame structure, quality of building, electrical and mechanical system and also the installation. So last step is in preparing report. All the significant data types, images, factor and any additional information must be included in the report. All parts of the selected property must be inspected methodically to ensure no surface is missed. So the client will receive a completed report with fulfilled criteria of inspection.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Yusuf bin Azhar and I'm going to explain to you the first 5 defects of the building. So first defect is located in dining area and the element is wall. The defect is moisture. There is moisture on the wall. So possible causes may be due to broken pipelines in the concrete wall, moisture being absorbed from the ground, or rainwater getting through the walls or roof. So the remedies is basically drill a hole at the moist area and break the wall to see the broken pipelines clearly. Cut away the broken pipelines and replace it with new pipelines. Re-cement the broken wall and wait for it a few days for it to dry, and after that paint the wall back to original color. Next is the second defect, which is located at the kitchen. The element is wall. The defect is there is cracks on the concrete wall, and possible causes may be due to the stress caused by bearing too much weight. Poor construction practices being continuously hit by an heavy object to the wall, and the remedies is first scrub the crack link from the base using a wire brush, and then mix the concrete patching compound or crack sealer, and then spread the compound using trowel into the crack properly to remove air pockets. Using the trowel, smooth the surface of the patch, and after that let it cure and paint back the surface to its original color. And then next is number 3, which is located at kitchen. The element is ceiling. The defect description is plaster on the ceiling comes off due to high moisture, and possible causes maybe the plumbing leaks, softened building materials due to trapped moisture, heavy plaster that has been applied with many layers. So the remedies is locate the source of the leaks and stop it by attaching something to the leaks or remove and replace it. Remove the damaged plaster and other damaged materials. Seal the water damaged part using quick dry primer sealer and wait until it dry for a few hours. Repair the plaster using several thin coats of joint compound to fill in the missing plaster. Apply a second coat of joint compound on the deepest part of the damage. And as after it dries, use sandpaper to make it smooth. If necessary, paint the ceiling to match its original color. Next is number 4, located at kitchen. The element is wire. Defect is exposed wire. Possible causes mainly due to lack of workmanship skills, amateur electrical work. So remedies: unplug the electrical wire and switch off the power source. Number 2, wrap all the exposed wire with electrical tape, and then cover the exposed wire later with a cable raceway. So next is last defect for me. Number 5, location is the kitchen. Element is wire and defect improper wiring. So possible causes the same: lack of workmanship skill, amateur electrical work. So remedies: turn off the power source before begins the work for safety. Rearrange the cable properly and remove by cutting away unnecessary cable wires. Take cable raceway and cut it accordingly to measure of the cables on the wall using PVC cutter or hacksaw. And then number 4, clean the wall surface and lay the cables into the cable raceway. Apply adhesive to the cable raceway and attach it to the wall following the direction of the cable wires. Therefore, it is covered improperly unarranged. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia Maisara Berjalani and I'm going to continue explain the defect of this property. So the next defect is located at the kitchen. The element is a PVC pipe. So the defect description is a dampness and sweating on the PVC exterior. The possible causes of this defect is it caused by the moisture that develop on the outside of the PVC pipes and the water on the outside of a dampness pipe actually condensation. So the remedies of this defect is first, it can be prevent the convection process from curing the surface of the PVC by installing a pipe installation material. So using either a polyurethane foam pipe insulation or a fiberglass foam pipe insulation to wrap and install it over the PVC. So it can prevent the PVC from dampness or sweating. So the next defect is located at the kitchen, which is the element is a PVC pipe. So the defect description is the moss or algae on the PVC exterior. So the possible causes of this defect is by the moisture problems due to improper drainage and lack of sunlight. There is a form of algae due to the bacteria that accumulates on the PVC exterior and combine with the water standing in area of the pipes. So the remedies of this defect is first, keep the exterior on the PVC clean from any dirt and dust. Use the diluted bleach water or vinegar as it can get rid of algae. Next is brush and wipe. Use the diluted bleach or a vinegar at the moss or algae area on the PVC exterior. And last, other application is by using the potassium permanganate to remove algae on the PVC exterior by mix potassium permanganate with water and put it in the spray bottle, then spray at the area that suffer moss or algae. The next defect is located also at the kitchen, but the element is wall. So the defect description actually there has a hole at the concrete wall. So the possible causes of this defect is a hole left by nails that were used to hang the frames or any home deco on the wall. So for the remedies of this defect is patching holes that left by nails by using spackling paste, putty knife and sandpaper. So the method is squeeze the small globe of the spackle into each hole and using the putty knife to spread and blend it over the wall that have a hole. After the spackle is dry, use the sandpaper to lightly sand the area, especially at the edges, to leave the smooth and flat wall. And the next defect is located at the toilet, and the element and the component is a wall. So the defect description actually they have a crack and spalling of concrete, and the surface bulges and large space of concrete peel off, exposing the window frame. The possible causes of this defect is it can be two, which is improper placement of concrete and its reinforcing, and a natural deterioration process. The remedies of this defect is first, arrange for timely repair and maintenance work to upkeep the building in a good condition. Or it also can be done by remove the spilled concrete and clean the scrub the corrode area to remove any rust. Patch the hack area using a polymer modified cement mortar to ensure a proper adhesion, and paint over the patch area to match the rest of the wall. So for the last defect of my part is located at bedroom number 1, which is the element is a wall. So the defect description is a diagonal cracks that appear on the corner of the window frames and gap between a window and a concrete wall. So the possible causes of this defect is actually a diagonal crack indicate that the foundation may have shifted or sunk, or it can be deterioration and the terminal movement as this building is an old building. Next is humidity causing a material, especially wood, to swell and contracts. So the remedies of this defect, first is clean the gap area between the wall and the window frame using a brush to remove any dust and dirt. Fill small cracks and gap with caulking. And if they have a large cracks, you can fill the large cracks and gap with the foam backer rod of the appropriate size. by pushing it into the gap with a putty knife, then apply caulking on top of it. And if the larger gaps and cracks also can be filled using the expandable foam. So I think that's all in my part of defect. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Anis Khalida binti Shohaimi, and I am going to continue talking about the defects. The 11th defect is about the chip tile, which is located in the bathroom. The chip tile may be caused by the uneven concrete surface underneath the tile, and also maybe from the strong impact that hits the tile. The way to fix this chip tile is, first we must mix the porcelain glaze and grey stain together and stir it using a brush until the color looks similar to the tiles. Then put the mixture into the chips and take a flat tool to scrape off the excess. While the mixture is still wet, grab a paper towel to buff in the tiles around the chip. And lastly, let the mixture dry in an hour and use the sandpaper to smoothen the surface. Next is the defect number 12, which is about a mold on the bathroom wall. The mold is caused by the condensation happen on the wall, which is often cooler than the air inside the house. The air produces water which will drop in temperature when it touches the wall. To fix this defect, we must mix 2 tablespoons of multi-purpose detergent with a 1/4 cup of white vinegar and 2 cups of hot water in a bowl. Then put the mixture into a spray bottle and apply it on the mold. Gently scrub and wipe clean the wall. Then continue spraying and let it sit for another 10 minutes before wiping dry. The defect number 13 is about the ruptured PVC pipe, which located in the bathroom. It is mainly caused by high velocity of water that flows through the pipe. The way to fix it is by drawing the line around the existing pipe on both sides of the ruptured and cut the pipe on both ends using a PVC saw or hacksaw. Then smoothen the cut edges with sandpaper. Make sure to measure the length between the ends to cut new piece of PVC. Then slide a coupling at each end and install the new pieces between the existing pipe. Next, apply PVC solvent and PVC cement to the couplings and PVC tubing. And lastly is to connect each joint until the solvent are welded. The 14th defect is about the uneven living room walls that have streaks, splotches, lines, and color inconsistency. This defect occurs due to the contractor does not apply plaster before painting the wall and the preparation is improper. The way to fix this defect is by using electric drill with a plaster mixing paddle to mix a 1/4 of water and plaster. Then scoop the plaster on a handboard using a trowel, lay down the first coat and let sit for 10 minutes. Before applying for a second coat, run the towel over the surface to smooth any bumps or hollows. After that, by using a spray bottle, damp the wall surface and plastering a trowel, then use long deliberate strokes to smoothen the plaster. And lastly is to repaint the wall back to its original color. Next is the defect number 15, which is about a broken glass window that located in the bedroom too. The broken glass may be from the object that hits the glass hardly. It is also may caused by the drastic pressure system changes in weather or windows installed are too high of an elevation level. In order to fix this defect, first we must remove the screws in the metal housing at each end of glass and then carefully take out the metal wedges that hold the glass. Make sure to pull the broken glass when the wedges are out. Next is to clean any dirt, dust and corrosion on the metal housing. Lastly, slide in the new glass push wedges back and screw them together.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nushila Adila binti Muhammad Zikri, and I will present another 5 defects. So the first one is peeling of paint from window frame. This is because maybe use low in quality of paint, or there is moisture on the seals caused by condensation in the air, which later will cause the paint start peeling. So the solution is removing the old paint and then just repainting the window frame again. The second one is crack on the wall until the window beam frame is visible. It is because maybe from poor construction practice or maintenance and improper structural design. It can also from fluctuation in humidity levels or temperature changes. So the remedies is using a proper quality and thickness of the concrete around the reinforcement steel. Then compact the concrete properly on the wall. The third is broken door knob. This is because missing and displaced screws, or one part of the door knob are old. So the solution for this defect is tighten the screws into the backing plate which holds the entire knob together. And then after the screws is fully tightened, restore the base and put the handle back on. Okay, so the fourth defect is perforated concrete floor. There is a hard impact on the floor which causing concrete become cracked. So to make the floor become better, clean the crack and mix a suitable amount of sand, cement and water. Then fill the crack truly with the mixture. After that, allow the patch to cure within a period. And the last defect is corroded plumbing. It is due to physical and chemical reactions between the pipe and water. So to avoid the corrosion still happening, add protection to all metals or special coating because it can prevent corrosion in pipe. It can also consider installing the insulator such as wear pipe shoes. Okay, that's all. Thank you.